Okay, welcome into episode 28 of Rhymer on the Road. I am Scott, and I am very thankful that you're following along with us on this trip around this magnificent country. Once again, Anne is not with me, but everything's going well with her. If you missed episode 27, you know that we had to reorganize our trip a little bit because of great family news. We had to get Anne to Kansas City to meet up with Megan, our youngest daughter, and get her moved out of Kansas City and moved into Charlotte, North Carolina, where her new job is going to be. We're excited about that. That entire process has worked perfectly to this point. And Leo and I look forward to welcoming Anne back to Washington State here in Olympic National Park on the Olympic Peninsula very soon. When she gets back, we will still have some time at Olympic National Park. So you still have time to give us some feedback on what to do in Olympic National Park. But episode 28 is going to be all about North Cascades National Park, and that's coming up in just a moment. A couple of reminders. First of all, follow Anne on Rhymer on the Road on Instagram. She'll give you some update, maybe even on some moving and what all went on with that. But also it'll give you a little bit of a sneak preview of Olympic National Park before the YouTube video in episode 29 drops. Also, we always announce where we're headed to next, which is also kind of unique. We typically only do one stop per episode, but this one will be actually two different stops in two different states. We are headed to, very briefly, Mount Rainier National Park. We'll stay right on the outskirts of Mount Rainier. Then we're going to move down the coast just a little bit into Oregon at Nehalem Bay State Park on the coast of Oregon. So if you have feedback on Mount Rainier or the northern tip of Oregon, drop them in the comments here on YouTube. You can also go to Rhymer on the Road and comment there with Anne, or you can email if that's the easiest way to do it, RhymerOnTheRoad@gmail.com. I assure you we take all of the suggestions you give us and take them to heart, and in many cases we use them as we explore this great country. Episode 28 was North Cascades National Park. As you may recall, that had to get tweaked just a little bit because we were in a hurry to get to Seattle so that we could get Anne to Kansas City for the move with Megan. So we only had one full day in North Cascades National Park, which was epic and left us wanting more. So let's show you North Cascades National Park. Let's go. Finishing up a little boondock here. When I say boondock, we're in a full hookup, but a one-night stay just outside of Spokane, Washington, in the state of Washington. We're headed up to North Cascades this morning. About a 5-hour drive, which again is kind of pushing it. That's about as far as we want to go in one day. And that's why we broke it up as we left from Glacier. We stopped here in Spokane, Washington for that very reason. It was about a 5-hour drive. This one's up through the mountains a little bit. And so, just kind of getting mentally ready for that. That's, just an extra thing to kind of concentrate on with the verticalness of going up and down mountain passes. But the Beast has been doing great with the truck. Pulling Allie. Allie's handling it all well. And navigates great, and it's just kind of a team effort, and slow is pro, and we're going to take our time and hopefully get there very safely. And Anne will get to see a lot of the great scenery. I'll have my eyes focused on the road, but we'll get a little bit with the GoPro maybe and can go back and watch it. But looking forward to it. It should be a beautiful drive today as we kind of traverse over north and west in the state of Washington. Due to the changes in Anne's travel in helping Megan move from Kansas City to Charlotte, we ended up only having one full day in North Cascades National Park. With such a limited time, we benefited from the fact that North Cascades National Park has a primary vehicle route that can get you to many of the scenic areas that you would want to see within the park. The North Cascades Highway, which is called SR20, provides the primary vehicle access to the national park and provides many different diversions, overlooks, and short hikes that you can take. This scenic drive along the highway features stunning overlooks, glacier-fed lakes, and trailheads for all hiking levels. The Washington Pass is the apex of this road. Keep in mind that the weather up on Washington Pass can be quite different from the lower elevations. The Gorge Dam is located in the Ross Lake National Recreation Area as a section of the North Cascades National Park complex. Completed back in 1961, it is part of the Skagit River Hydroelectric Project, which generates power for the city of Seattle. We were able to view the dam, the Gorge Lake, and the Gorge Creek Falls from the Gorge Overlook Trail. The Gorge Overlook Trail is a very short 0.5 mile loop trail with both paved and unpaved sections. This provided a very easy and quick access to some of North Cascades National Park's beauty. Okay, I know we don't show you all of the stickers that we do, but this one's an important one, and I'm going to tell you why after I put it on. But I can't talk and put it on and do it and line it up good without that. So give me a second here and let me do my best to get it on there in its right spot. This is Washington State. Okay, Washington State's now done. Now, why this is significant, if you take a look at this map, and if you go back up here, kind of follow this ridge, you will note that we've now been to every state in the lower 48 that borders Canada. And that's a pretty neat little part to this. And of course, we did all this when it was summer and fall. And now that we're getting into October, it's getting a little chilly. But we've been able to now touch the Canadian border, or the state that touches the Canadian border, in every one of the lower 48. So that's a pretty significant milestone. I'll also mention that while we're here in North Cascades, we are at our northernmost spot on our trip. If you'll remember, we were in Acadia, which is way out here. That was our easternmost. And we were close to being our northernmost in Voyagers and in Glacier. But we're a little bit further north here in North Cascades. So this is our northernmost. It's not our westernmost. You'll have to stay tuned for that. The Diablo Lake Overlook is known for the stunning views of the turquoise water and panoramic mountain views where Diablo Lake sits. The distinctive color of this lake comes from glacial sediment, also known as rock flour, which I find very humorous, that is carried into the lake by surrounding creeks. Once again, this was a very easy overlook to get to right off of SR20, and when you're in a crunch for time, this is a great stop to see some stunning views. The Trail of the Cedars in North Cascades National Park is an easy 0.3-mile accessible loop trail that passes through old-growth forest and crosses the Skagit River via a suspension bridge. Located in the Nehalem area of the park, it's a family-friendly walk with interpreted signs detailing the local ecology and history. I must say, this was one of the more stunning, very short walks that we've ever done on this trip. The moss, the ferns, the huge trees all provided a great backdrop to the Skagit River and is a must-do if you're in the North Cascades National Park. Now with Ann away for 8 days while we were in Olympic National Park, it gave me the opportunity to do some much needed things around both Allie, our rig, and the Beast, the truck. There were things that needed to be done that had not been done because we were on the go all the time, and the pace that we keep on this trip is pretty hectic at times in terms of we want to see so many things. So this gave me the opportunity to do a lot of chores around the rig. It allowed me the opportunity to clean up the truck a little bit, get some things done that, we don't really want to take away from our time in some of these great national parks. So while we certainly missed having Ann out here, Leo and I kind of circled the wagons and got some things done that needed to get done so that as we continue on with the trip, we don't have to worry about that. We can spend all of our time focused on the great scenery and the great places that we're visiting. Okay, there you go. Episode 28 of North Cascades National Park. Admittedly, it was a drive-by. We actually, Ann and I talked about possibly just nixing it all together and just coming straight to Seattle because we had to change our plans so that Ann could help Megan move in. But we thought, even if it's just one full day, which is all we ended up having in North Cascades National Park, it was worth getting our eyes on it. And I think we absolutely made the right decision. And Highway 20 and going up over Washington Pass and, all of the overlooks that came with that would have been good even by itself. But then we were able to take a few of those hikes, and the Trail of the Cedars just was 2 thumbs up. I mean, we really, really love that. But obviously, just like anything, the more you do, the better it would be. And I'm sure North Cascades, which is huge in terms of the area, not necessarily the national park, but there are other mountain ranges and other areas of this region of the country that you could do. You could even go up into Canada and do some of the mountain ranges up there that are outside of the actual national park. So there's plenty to do here. And the fact that we were only able to do one day, don't let that dissuade you from considering this as a trip, because it's absolutely beautiful. We hit it at a time of the season where the leaves were changing, the snow was coming, much like Rocky Mountain National Park and some of the other things that we've done. We've kind of timed that in really a unique time frame to see some really cool stuff. We always let people know a little bit about the campground we stayed at in the North Cascades National Park, or right outside of it. We stayed at Skagit River campground. Very simplistic, nothing fancy at all about it. Nothing wrong with it, but it was just nothing fancy about it at all. It was all about the location. Right on the Skagit River, we could easily get onto Highway 20 and get up into the national park and to the elevations and the things that were there. Also, we could go a little bit west, and that's where we enjoyed dinner. So there were from a location standpoint, we were in a perfect place. But if you're looking for frills, if you're looking for all these amenities with a campground, you're not going to find it at the one we stayed at. And I don't know that you would find it in any of the campgrounds that are right around the national park there. They all seemed very similar. They're not geared for RV resort type campgrounds. These are places where you park your rig, you eat, you sleep, but otherwise you're leaving and you're going and doing things in and around North Cascades National Park. So there you go. That's episode 28 in the books. We look forward to sharing in episode 29, Olympic National Park, and we'll be back. So excited for that. Also, remember, give us your feedback on the Mount Rainier area, and then also we're going to dip our toes into Oregon and Northwest Oregon. So if you've got some feedback on that, make sure you give us those comments as well. And once again, thanks for following along with Scott, Nan, and Leo. It's Rymer on the Road. Episode 28 is in the books. Hey, don't forget, you need to do it today.
Okay.